There are times in your AutoCAD electrical drawings where you will need to snap to specific objects to draft accurately, neatly and effectively. And what you do is you utilize your object snaps in AutoCAD electrical to do this. Just before we start, we're back in drawing Demo 01 this time, in the Demo 04 project in your project manager in AutoCAD electrical. Now, the object snap settings are available in the status bar in the drafting settings at the bottom of the screen. It's this icon here. So there's your snap cursor to 2D reference points. It's on, and as you can see, it's called Object Snap or OSNAP, and it's the F3 function key that switches it off and on. Now, if I click on the arrow here, you can see that the endpoint snap is already switched on with the little tick. Now, what I can do also is go to Object Snap Settings, and I can go to the dialog box, and you can see that endpoint snap is on. But also, more importantly, this thing here is on as well, Object Snap Tracking. You'll see why I use that in a moment. But we need the endpoint snap on, so make sure that's ticked and click on OK. We're now going to zoom in on the operator station here in drawing Demo 01. So let's zoom in tight, pan a little bit so we've got a little bit of room. And what I'm going to utilize now is that endpoint object snap to use this endpoint and this endpoint to draw a little panel on the end of the operator station here. I'm just going to use the line command. So that's the Home tab, Draw Panel, Line command. Come into the drawing area. It's asking for the first point. So if I hover now over that corner, there's my endpoint object snap. Now what you'll notice when you've got object snaps switched on, AutoCAD will automatically auto-snap to these points. That's because auto-snap is a technology built into AutoCAD. It's a bit like a magnet and a nail. The nail will always go to the magnet, if you see what I mean. As soon as that endpoint snap appears, I click and I drag. Now, using polar tracking, which is also on down on the status bar at the moment, I can drag along my 0 degree line, like we did in previous exercises, and I'm going to put 1.5 as the length of the line, and then press enter. When I come downwards now, remember that object snap tracking I had switched on? Now I'm going to utilize that and the polar tracking to hover over this endpoint here. I'm not going to click on it, I'm going to hover over it. And then as I drag to the right now with the mouse, can you see as soon as I get a vertical and they intersect, my object snap tracking finds that point where those two green lines intersect. So I click and I know that those 2 points line up with each other. I go across to the endpoint here. When the endpoint snap appears, I click again and I press enter to finish. So I've finished there with the line command. There's my little panel drawn onto the right hand end of the operator station, and my object snaps have allowed me to do that. So that is how you utilize your object snaps or OSNAPs in AutoCAD electrical.